universe.
We're going to see an inflationary cycle.
Most economic analysts believe that it will have a temporary, transitory impact.
The faster than expected increase in some of those prices is actually a good sign.
The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great,
This is something that will settle down.
Transitory.
Transitory.
The data shows that most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary. There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. It's highly unlikely that's going to be long-term inflation that's going to get out of hand. I don't know anybody who's worried about inflation.
Over the last couple of months, we actually saw it trended downward.
President Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, enthusiastically retweeted an economist who had said in part most of the economic problems we're facing, inflation, supply chains, etc., are high-class problems.
What is the grand old plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Well, the number one thing that the president can do is help get COVID under control. That we know is the root cause of inflation.
President Biden this afternoon saying he thinks we're at the peak of the crisis right now and that lower prices are on the way.
The inflation has everything to do with the supply chain. Make no mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
If you want to get rid of inflation, the only way to do it is to undo a lot of the Trump tax cuts.
Ever since you've come into office, things are already looking up. You know, gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
What's going on, everyone? What's up, day one? I'm going to play that through one more time, and then we're going to get directly into... Hold up, let me turn my mic down. I think my mic was a little hot. I'm going to play that through one more time, and we're going to get directly into the episode. I'm going to try to make this quick and concise. I'm traveling again tomorrow. I'm going to be on the road for a little bit, so yeah, we're going to try to wrap this up quickly. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up when you drop in. We'll get started here shortly.
I really doubt that we're going to see an inflationary cycle.
Most economic analysts believe that it will have a temporary, transitory impact.
The faster than expected increase in some of those prices is actually a good sign.
The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great,
This is something that will settle down.
Transitory.
Transitory.
The data shows that most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary. There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. It's highly unlikely that's going to be long-term inflation that's going to get out of hand. I don't know anybody who's worried about inflation.
Over the last couple of months, we actually saw it trended downward.
President Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, enthusiastically retweeted an economist who had said in part most of the economic problems we're facing, inflation, supply chains, etc., are high-class problems.
What is the grand old plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Well, the number one thing that the president can do is help get COVID under control. That we know is the root cause of inflation.
President Biden this afternoon saying he thinks we're at the peak of the crisis right now and that lower prices are on the way.
The inflation has everything to do with the supply chain. Make no mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
If you want to get rid of inflation, the only
Wow.
way to do it is to undo a lot of the Trump tax cuts.
Ever since you've come into office, things are already looking up. You know, gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
Wow. Okay. What's up, y'all? So we're going to go ahead directly into the episode, as I just said. Let me know if I'm peaking in the mic. I'm trying to watch my levels here. But We're going to get through this pretty quickly. Just going to touch on a few things. Creole was supposed to join me, but he forgot he had to do something this evening. So apologies there. He was supposed to join. So I'm just going to touch on a quick few things. You already know what it is. Go ahead and hop in the Discord. Day one Kool-Aid. Go ahead and hop in this Discord, y'all. We're sharing good information in here. Y'all already know what it is. Let's take a quick look at the market right now. Bitcoin sitting at 29.2 right now. Ethereum 1.6. ADA 58 cents. DOT $8.70. And I believe Stacks was at 50 cents. What is ApeCoin at? ApeCoin at $5.26. Stacks at 49 cents. So the market is down, right? We got some news today, and we're going to briefly go over that. Thanks, day one. Mike is good. We're good to go. Cool. Okay. Also, you already know what this is. Go ahead and hit that solo.2 link. Help support the channel and see our other social links. I've been posting a lot on Instagram, y'all, so make sure y'all hit me up on Instagram. What's up, OS Crates? I feel like it's been a little minute. What's up? Like I was saying, as y'all drop in, hit that thumbs up. We're gonna do a quick episode. Creole was supposed to join tonight. He ended up having to do something, so I'm sorry about that, y'all. But he does plan to go live soon. He mentioned possibly tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. So, yeah, inflation. Consumer price index is getting a little wild, right? So just to kind of catch everybody up with what is happening today, there was just a lot of news coming in left and right from all over the place about everything going on. So here on Cointelegraph, Bitcoin, all coins sell off on record high inflation, but traders still expect BTC to consolidate. So global financial markets and crypto sold off after June 10th. 8.6% CPI print showed inflation remains a persistent challenge. Wow. Global financial markets once again find themselves trending lower on June 10th after the consumer price index CPI came in at a blistering 8.6% year-over-year increase, the highest print since 1981. Wow. The hotter than expected CPI print resulted in a collapse of the $30,000 support, and Bitcoin price sold off to a daily low of 28,852 before dip buyers managed to bid the price back above $29,000. So with that all being said, of course, we saw the market took a hit. It's still taking a hit right now, right? With all that being said, I'm hearing a lot of different things, a lot of different predictions. At this point, for y'all, nobody knows what's going on. I don't trust anybody and what they have to say. You can tell me all your predictions in the world. All I know, one thing that is constant, and that is me dollar cost averaging. That's it. But at this point, everybody can save their predictions because it seems like nobody knows what's going on. Here, one prediction or possibility, right? There's a potential for a pullback below $28,000. And let me know in the chat, what do y'all think is going to happen with BTC? What do y'all think is going to happen in the market? Do y'all think we're about to go lower? Is Bitcoin about to break below 28,000? I heard one prediction, specifically with Polkadot, with Dot, that it's, ready to see a pump here in a little bit. So do you think we're going to go lower to 28,000, or are we about to hit higher, get back up above 30? Let me know what you think in the chat. Should the price of BTC continue to trend lower? Crypto trader in okay, crypto trader. Y'all, I can't say that word right now. And Twitter user altcoin Sherpa says trading below $28,000 is possible. Quote, BTC EMAs look the best they've looked in a while on the 4-hour, but the overall high time frame market structure remains bearish, not really doing anything active right now, just observing. Seems clear that 28,000 is next up if this current seems clear that below 28,000 is next up if this current area gets lost. So with that being said, like, what are y'all doing right now? Are y'all just chilling? Are y'all just watching the market and seeing what it does? Let me know in the chat. Again, here, BTC needs to reclaim 30,000 to prevent further downside. Quote, on support, but it's been tested 4 times now, so more likely it gives way to 28K. If we can get back above 30,000, then 28K may be avoided. So interesting stuff going on, y'all. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I'm not expecting the market to go up. I'm not expecting it to go down. I'm just riding this wave right now, right? So let me hit the chat real quick. Day one. OS Crate, shadow stats is easily double the Fed CPI. Shadow stats, are you saying that that this 8.6% is really like 16%? Is that what you're saying there? Let me know on that, OS Crate, because we always know whatever the Fed comes out with, whatever these numbers come out, we always know that it's worse, right? If they're telling us it's 8.6 CPI, then I think it's safe for us to say it's actually worse than this, right? And speaking of that, I was listening to something today, and, you know, we're hearing a lot of talk about a recession coming. We're hearing it everywhere, and somebody was saying, at this rate, with how much we're hearing talks of recession, not only is it going to happen, or are we in the middle of it, right, but it's going to be of epic proportions, right? So if these channels and news platforms are talking about recession, then by golly, y'all, looks like it's headed our way of epic proportions. So let me know what y'all think on that. Day one, thinking about ordering some books on day trading BTC. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's some books out here on TA. Specifically crypto TA. I know I read one book. It's a super beginner book on crypto trading. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I think Creole learned a lot of his stuff, honestly, just from YouTube as well. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to get into right now while the market is in a little bit of a lull. It would be a good time to you know, learn something new. Okay.
Inflation read blowing up the notion that
Yeah, and here I'm gonna play Pomp. Pomp is so funny. He's just cheesing throughout this entire thing. But again, just so we all know what's kind of going on here, and also the role of BTC in this, right?
today's inflation read blowing up the notion that inflation has peaked. The question now is, when will it? And as long as it remains hot, where can you find opportunities? With us now is Pomp Investments founder Anthony Pompliano, better known to many of you as Pomp. Welcome to our new program. It's good to see you on this venue.
Good to see you, Scott. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You know, your tweets today caught my attention first and foremost, and obviously I want to discuss crypto and Bitcoin with you during this interview, but let's start with these tweets you had. Undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy doesn't work was one of them. You can't print trillions of dollars and manipulate markets without consequences. Were you surprised by the CPI print as much as others?
Listen, Scott, if you go back to January 1st, 2020, and you look at asset prices since then, Bitcoin is up 400% since that point. The S&P is up about 22%, NASDAQ's up 36%, gold's up about 10%. The dollar is basically falling off a cliff. Median home prices are up 30%. And I think what we're watching is that undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy. It's turned the stock market and other asset into a casino. It's created incredible short-term thinking among investors. But over the long run, there is one thing that continues to act exactly as it's designed, which is Bitcoin. And the people who have continued to dollar cost average into that asset, 65.5% of all Bitcoin hasn't moved in a year, regardless of the volatility. And it continues to serve as the one thing that no one can manipulate and no one can change, that programmatic monetary policy. And in light of the undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy, it tends to be the sanity in an insane world.
So there's a lot in there of what obviously you just said, and you've maintained for a long time, certainly as long as I can remember, that Bitcoin is an inflation hedge. You tweeted, I'm looking at one from August of 2021, where you cite the return over the last 12 months of gold versus Bitcoin, and you say, quote, Bitcoin is the true inflation hedge. If that is the case, why has Bitcoin been cut in half, and why doesn't it go up if the inflation read was so hot?
Yeah, I think there's two things that are important to understand. First, assets that are inflation hedges, they move before the inflation comes. So if you remember in 2020, Paul Tudor Jones, Stanley Druckenmiller, many other sophisticated investors came out and said, listen, I think inflation is coming, and I am going to move my assets now in anticipation. And that's where you saw Bitcoin go from about $10,000 all the way up to $64,000 in March of 2021. We started to get the over 5% inflation prints in June, July of the summer of 2021. And so inflation hedge assets moved before. Now that's why if you go back from before the pandemic to today, Bitcoin being up 400%. I always say to people, if you could go back and rewind time with the benefit of hindsight, you wouldn't buy stocks, you wouldn't buy bonds, you wouldn't buy real estate. You would have bought Bitcoin. It has been the best performer, and it has served as that inflation hedge. Now, the second thing to understand also is that right now we're in this slow bleed of some sort of liquidity crisis. If you go back to 2008, 2009, there was a liquidity crisis over the summer of 2008, and gold went down 30%. The government stepped in with tons of stimulus, and gold over the next 2 years rallied and hit an all-time high. My thesis in 2020 was exactly that. On March 12th, I wrote and I said, we're in a liquidity crisis, and the government's going to have to step in. When they step in, people will run towards these safe haven assets that have sound money principles. Bitcoin is digital sound money. And so right now in 2022, what we're watching is that Bitcoin is going down and correlations are going towards one across all assets. So Bitcoin's going down, but so are stocks, bonds, real estate, etc. The Fed's in control and they're crashing asset prices. But what ends up occurring is that once we get out of these higher correlation periods, Bitcoin will continue to outperform over a long period of time. And the reason is you have a finite asset that simply has a programmatic monetary policy. Humans are horrible at predicting the future. And so if you go and you look at the macroeconomic issues that we face, right now, wealth inequality has never been worse in America. And the reason is because 45% of Americans have no investable assets. They're getting punished by this high inflation. Food prices at home is 12%.
Today's inflation read.
So a lot was said there, right? But hopefully y'all were following that. Let me hit the chat. I saw some chats going through. Let me go through these last couple posts real quick. Breaking inflation just came in at 8.6%, which is the highest in 40 years. Undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy doesn't work. It just does not work. It's never worked. Median rent in the United States is now more than $2,000. Can't believe supply chains disrupted rents too. With that being said, let me actually pull up one other thing. I meant to pull this up because this was wild, y'all. If we want to talk about rent, and we want to talk about it being to a point where it's just almost not even livable here, y'all. Let me pull this up so y'all can see what they doing in California. California wilding, y'all, with the gas prices. And man, let me pull this up for y'all real quick. Okay, so someone sent me this, y'all. And when I tell y'all they have us fucked up, wow. Yeah, this right here.
Bay Area housing startup offers sleeping pads for $800 a month. Real estate is so expensive in the damn Bay Area that they literally are charging people $800 a month to sleep in this shit. Bruh.
Wow.
Look at this. Each pod measures 8 feet tall and comes with a built-in fan, electrical lighting, a fold-down desk, and charger for electrical gadgets. The pods are stacked too tall and have curtains that close for privacy. Sounds fun.
This is where we're at, y'all.
His own experience with substandard housing in the Bay Area inspired him to create a better short.
So this is where we're at, y'all. In the Bay Area, $800 a month for a pod to sleep in. This is where we're at. Median rent in the United States now more than $2,000. That's just the rent. That's just the rent. I was just watching, and I think I may have posted this. Let me go back to the Discord, y'all. Let's go back to the Discord because I think I just posted in World News. Yes, y'all. Look at this. And see, I didn't even finish this, y'all. Renters in America are running out of options. Y'all, watch this Vice documentary. This stuff is wild. You have people all across the country who have lived in the same place their entire lives, and all of a sudden they cannot afford to live there. Wow. Let me hit the chat, y'all. Let me hit the chat. And then we're just gonna talk about a couple more things here. And then I gotta get ready to travel. OS Crates. BTC has enough correlation to the stock market now that the Fed will tank it all. And, you know, I think a good point that Pomp just said there, right? When we're talking about correlation, BTC having correlation with the stock market, we at the same time have to be able to zoom out from that, right? And see the macro, zoom out and see that really overall, Bitcoin still is an inflation hedge, right? It's still going to perform better than everything else, right? OS Crates. The only asset that has actually gone up this week was uncorrelated gold and fine art. What's interesting on that one is the fine art. That one's interesting. Okay. Money, risk, asset. That's old money moving to... Wait a minute. Did I not click? BTC is the asymmetric asset of the century. If the grid survives deglobalization, World War III reset. What's up, kid? OS Crates, no grid, no BTC nodes, no Lightning Network, no internet, nothing. So again, that be debatable in some ways, right? We know that there are what's the words I'm looking, there are solutions that are in play for that, right? People coming up with, you know, satellites and like all these types of things to keep the Bitcoin network going on. But that's not my expertise. I know very little about that, but you know, there's some things in play on that. Oh, it's crates. Inflation monetary policy fucks people. Yep. Yep. It's the everyday people right now who are suffering. It's the middle class. I mean, have y'all been to the grocery store? I don't know about y'all, but some of the products that I get over and over, that I consistently purchase, they are increasing in price, right? Like everything is increasing, y'all. I try to, you know, get a monthly massage, right? And even the massage place that I go to, they're increasing their prices, right? It's just like everywhere they're increasing prices. Day one, I saw XDC go up recently. XDC, that's not ringing a bell for me. Kaylee Fort, I wonder when they'll officially announce a recession. It feels like everyone is waiting. Yeah, I think everybody's just waiting for the official announcement. But I think, like you said before, Kaylee, I think it's safe to say that we're already in one, right? Or in the beginning stages of one. Yeah, I guess we're just waiting for that official announcement. Not to mention unemployment layoffs are starting. Yep. Everything is just snowballing at this point, right? And so, y'all, with that, I did want to touch on a couple more things, just so y'all know. Artifact has a collaboration with a luxury perfume brand. And just a little bit about this. I'm not going to go in depth on this. I know there was like, I guess some people may have been disappointed or confused with the partnership, but I think this is one of the most interesting things that I've heard. For Artifact to be working with a perfume brand and then having discussions on what it means to bring scent and perfume into the metaverse, right? Next level stuff here. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to record a video. Like I said, I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to do my best to record some content. But this stuff, next level stuff, what they're doing, don't sleep on it. And also, we also know that Ethereum failed. Or no, the test net, right? For 2.0. You know, I'm never going to wish anything bad on a blockchain. But man, better watch out, y'all. You know, I've always said, I know people thought everything that happened with Terra Luna was a catastrophe. For some reason, like I always feel I have this in the back of my head that it's going to be Ethereum to completely tank the market at some point. But we'll see. Like this person said, this is Luna 3.0 waiting to happen if they don't get themselves together and fast. Well, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Encourage y'all to go and listen to this video. Of course, links will be in the description at some point between today and tomorrow. Day one. Oh, wait, let me go back up here. Day one, know that food prices will go up like fuel, but the fuel will go down, but the food prices will never go back down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I think I'm just at a point where I feel nothing. Like, I really don't feel anything. And I was kind of talking to Creole about this. I just don't feel anything right now. In regards to the market, in regards to a recession coming on, I have zero fear right now. Of course, it's not cute to think of, a recession and layoffs and stuff. Of course, these things are not fun events for most people. But right now, I'm staying calm. I'm not letting fear take over me. All that I'm trying to do right now is stay strategic with how I'm moving these assets and managing my NFTs right now. I'm planning some stuff with how I want to trade some of my NFTs right now, again, to put me in a position to possibly put that into BTC, then to later buy back those NFTs. I don't know. I'm thinking a lot of stuff right now. I'll let y'all know what I end up doing, of course, in the Discord, in the major portfolio moves channel. But yeah, y'all, all we can do right now is have strategy and not freak out. That's all I know I'm doing. I just started another full-time job just so I can buy more digital assets while things are low. Yes, love it. Yes. I recently posted on my Instagram. Like I said, if y'all aren't following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. Right now is the time for me. I'm going to talk about myself personally, where I'm trying to prioritize investing and experiences. Two things for me right now. I want to prioritize investing as much as I can, and also making sure that I'm experiencing things that can help facilitate personal growth. Anything outside of that can take a back seat, right? So yeah, increase that cash flow, increase that income, whatever you need to do to take advantage of these prices, because we're not going to always be this low, right? ETH is too big to fail of Web 2. I guess we would have to define what fail means, right? Is my first thought on that. And y'all, I'm about to close it off here in a second. I gotta be somewhere in a second. Industrial food is completely dependent on fuel. Learn to grow food, be your own bank. Yes. Yes. We all learned a lot about that throughout the past couple years of, being self efficient, right? Growing food, knowing how to do things, right? That's important. Interesting. I run a BTC node on Grid and also on a LORA mesh network. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all hopping on the stream. Like I said, Creole wasn't able to make it, so sorry about that. I also have to be somewhere in 35 minutes, so that's why this is so short. Like I said, I'm going to be traveling and out of town over the next week or so be patient with us. Creole said he would be going live soon, so stay tuned for that. Hit me up on Instagram, y'all. I'm kind of in a space where I'm been posting more and more interactive on Instagram right now. I'm trying to figure out the right balance between YouTube and Instagram, and Creole and I are figuring that out. So thanks for being patient while we figure out the best strategy moving forward. So, all right, see you, OS Crates. Day one, thank you, thank you. Oh, OS Crates. Too big to fail was the term used for the bank bailout in 2008. Okay, yeah. Okay, that says a lot there. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. And we will see you soon. Thank you.